Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in today's short video, I'm finally going to do a Kokomi review video. As you guys have known, if you guys have been following me on the previous videos from her pre-release back in 2.1 to her release and then to my regrets video for getting her. But regardless, I got her and I committed to it because, you know, I got her. So I obviously should use her, right? So I've been dragging my feet on this and here we are. We're finally here. I don't want to sound too negative, so I want to keep this objective. But yeah, basically a lot of the stuff that I had said in my pre-release and my regrets video I already talked about, but we're gonna do it fairly here, where it sums it all up. Okay. Also, it took me this long because I've been reducing my playtime and my resin refreshes have been 0. So I've been only focusing on building my Raiden Shogun, who is now double crowned. I did put that video out earlier last week, I think. So do check that out as well. Yes, and then in terms of the other characters that also need the same pieces, well, you know, it's not, you know, it's not possible because like La Senora is only one. She only gives 2 pieces per week, and there are so many characters that rely on her pieces. So anyway, before we get into her build and before I go into this dungeon to show how I built her and you will use her, let's just remind everybody to please subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and also leave me some comments and some questions. Did you guys pull for Kokomi? I know not many people did. She has the least sales of all 5-star characters in the game to date. She is not popular. Her character design is quite pretty and beautiful. She's quite well voice acted, of course. Her storyline and her backstory is also very interesting. So it's a little bit unfortunate that it is a wasted potential, which is my main summary conclusion for this character. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'll just show you her build. I'm not going to focus on the other characters in part of this team. I've only left her at 70 out of 80, Ascension level 5 out of 6, because that's usually what I do for most support characters, including mostly the 4-star characters. So you'll see like basically the ones that I keep as 4-star characters, even the ones that I built up to get friendship level 10 and actually used, they are all at 70 out of 80 only. Okay, just as an example. So back to Kokomi. So 70 out of 80, this is her stats. Unfortunately, I couldn't avoid complete crit rate, but there was a little bit there, like 3%, 3.9% or whatever. So anyway, yeah, and then I avoided all crit damage, so this is just the base that you get. Her healing bonus is 54.8. Her energy recharge is 131.7. If you can get this higher, that'd be preferred, because then she can, you know, ult more often, etc. Hydro damage bonus, 75.3, and nothing else. Weapons, I've mentioned this before. I am not giving her anything extra special. Did not pull for the Everlasting Moon Glow. Skip that like the plague. Yeah, skip that banner. And also, I did not spend any of my billets for my catalyst to go and craft her the prototype Amber, which is technically her best 4-star weapon, technically, available to date. I gave her Barbara's Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers instead. And this way, at least it makes her more utilitarian, more useful, because then when I switch out from her to another character, then at least she'll give them a 48% attack bonus. Okay, and I went and leveled 90 it just to bring up the HP a little bit more. For artifacts, now there are rumors, and this is no leaks of course, but there are rumors that there may be new pieces that are coming for her in the next 2.3 update. Regardless if they are true or not, I'm not farming any specific pieces for her because I don't want to spend the resin or the time or the effort and the RNG frustration to try to get her good pieces. I actually don't even think that I'll be using her much after I get her to level 10 for friendship, so it doesn't really matter anymore. But for me, I've given her pieces that are left over from other farming, like domain farming basically, and from other characters that no longer needed those pieces because they got better rebuild pieces. So here we go, let's go into it. So as you can see, I gave her the 2-piece Heart of Depth, obviously because she's Hydro. This piece came from Child because I rebuilt him. And then this piece was from when I was farming the Tenacity dungeon for Zhongli's 4-piece set. So I rebuilt him as well. So then this was just an leftover extra piece that was at one point had potential and then got switched out. So it just worked out that it works out for her in terms of stats. So a 2-piece Tenacity, 2-piece Hydro is what I'm running on her. So she gets a little bit of Hydro and a little bit of HP bonus. And then this is another piece that I was either on Mona or somebody else. Anyway, this is inherited, and this is where the little bit of crit rate was there. Then the Hydro one, this is just one that I had in my thing, and there's 2 HP like substats there, obviously. So obviously, who else is gonna get this go to, right? Except for her, right? And then yeah, this one just happened to be a healing bonus on a tenacity piece, so it just worked out, and none of the substats are crits, so it's perfect. So that's what I did, and as you can see, I built her like a 4-star basically. Her pieces are only at 16 for the most part, unless they were inherited from somebody else or they were 20. Because for me, for 4 stars, I just keep them at 16 because I don't want to overbuild them and there's no need really. Constellations is 0. I don't recommend getting any constellations for this character. I don't recommend pulling for this character. I do not recommend considering her even for future reruns next year even. Talents. She is 666 and she will not go any higher because I do not recommend wasting any of your La Senora pieces, which are currently very rare, on her, okay? Focus them on your other characters, such as if you care, your Aloy, your Raiden Shogun for sure is your priority, and of course, Kujo Sara if you care about her. I don't really care about Kujo Sara either. So basically at this point, none of my other characters other than Raiden Shogun has been using the La Senora pieces, basically, because I double crowned my Raiden Shogun. And I brought this one up to 9, which I'm not going to crown. So right now, all the remaining La Senora pieces will be for future characters that are released. For example, Toma coming very soon, within the next week. So that's probably where those will go, or we'll see. Maybe I may not use them on him and just save up my La Senora pieces for even better future characters, i.e. in 2.3, Ito, Arataki Ito, or other characters, right? So right now, that's where I'm at. No one else has gotten any La Senora pieces, so that's where I'm at. Okay, so we're gonna go into this dungeon. I'm gonna farm it because I do want the actual diligence pieces. And I picked this dungeon because, well, it's pyro, and it's basically hydro, cryo, and electro that's needed here. So we're gonna do this. The reason why I am not gonna do like a boss battle with her is because she's not a DPS or a sub DPS, so at least the way that I built her. So there's really no point. I'm using her as a complete pure support to apply some hydro here and there and do some healing. She basically has no other function in my opinion, hence it's wasted potential because she could have been something way better. She could have been like at least like a half DPS, half healer or something like that. Something more interesting than what they made her out to be. So it's a little bit unfortunate that they're just keeping her basically to this status of just being a healer, basically, So it's very unfortunate. And as you'll see, basically there is no other purpose for her other than to heal and apply hydro in the team. Basically everyone else on my team is what is there to like take care of the business, let's call it, So yeah, like she's really just for this, Now I will say that she does do well in certain team compositions, for example with Electro, as you can see, because she can proc the Electro charge. She can also do some, cryo, like freezing and stuff like that, which is fine. But then overall, she has no other real use. And yeah, of course you can do like, vape and all that stuff too with her her squid or whatever, her jellyfish. But otherwise, there's really no other use for this character, unfortunately. So again, I do recommend that you don't pull for her ever and that you skip her completely. But if you were like me and you did pull for her, then at least there is some usage in her that she is a healer and she can apply some hydro, etc. But the benefit is that you don't need to spend too much resources on this character either. You can just give her leftover pieces and you don't need to farm for any future pieces for her or whatnot. And yeah, the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers is just fine for her. So anyway, I don't want to keep this negative because then at least I do again appreciate her character design and her story. It's just a wasted potential here. Wasted potential. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave me some comments and some questions. The next video I'll be doing right after this one will be a review of Kazuha. So do stay tuned for